G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. As well as writing, I am a tabletop enthusiast. I predominantly play nothing at the moment, but I am writing tabletop material at the moment. Mostly I used to play D&D and Shadowrun. However, I've tried other systems. Paranoia. Now, that was fun. Now, there's a plethora of role-playing games out there, and of course, one of my favorite sites is the Bundle of Holding, where you can get bundles and bundles of bargains. And they're not paying me to say this, right? So, first, of course, I don't log in I use a different browser usually when I do this. First up is the Halls of Arden. Vul. This is a mega dungeon, and there are 12 days to go. Right? This is a resurrection for the second time of the July 2022 Ardenville bundle. This is a massive, vast mega dungeon with multiple layers, 1,100 pages of maps, with 2,000 encounters spread out over 10 main levels and 15 sub-levels. The scale is such that you should not have the same experience, and you could actually have two parties never run into each other. Now, $24.95 USD gets you this DRM-free collection of PDF files. Actually, probably only one. That is the Halls of the Ardennes. But the second file contains the maps in black and blue versions for virtual tabletops. Next, we have Shadowdark Compatible. This is an old school tabletop dungeon crawl for Shadowdark. A all-new collection of source books from adventurers, indie designers. $17.95 gets you the whole collection. It's a third-party collection of source books and adventures from the Arcade's library old school fantasy role-playing game Shadowdark. It broke records for its Kickstarter campaign and is an overhaul based on 50 years of innovation. Now, there are several adventures and supplements available in separate versions and different rule systems. Those require the Shadowdark rulebook, which is not included in this offer. You can get a free quick start set from Drive-Thru RPG. Just look up the Shadowdark quick start set. Now, just for $17.95, you get all 7 supplements, which includes a 19-level mega dungeon. Let's have a closer look at this collection. All right, we have Shadowdark Below Down, a 19-level hole that runs straight to the blackest hell. This could be used by any creator. A series of 23 compact maps that connect to a central shaft. Dyson called this IDEX Drop. This is a concept called Down Below, a 19-level plug, and the Catacombs. Old, forgotten civilizations, mutants, exterminators, and more. The bottom is an entrance to the possible home of Shadowdark. Shadowdark is the big bad of Shadowdark. The There was a Shadow Dark bundle out before with the rules, I believe. Now, Shadow Dark Versions of Terror 6 is a collection. Right? Dark Visions describes 3 occult classes. Tales of 6 is an adventure that began in Dark Visions beneath the Tower of 6. And these are independent products under third-party license, as is all. Shadow Dark, the Devoured Labyrinth. The remains of a once prosperous kingdom of Feodorm is buried by jungle, discovered once again, and wow, there's a whole bunch of designers have gone into this to produce detailed encountered areas, tombs, an enormous floating skull, and a sequence of random events woven throughout the party's adventure to reveal the backstory of the fall of Fjord's home. If you didn't figure out, that was Nordic. Horde. A Shadow Dark Horde. A vile and vicious clan of orcs and goblins who are ready to let loose in your Shadow Dark game to wreak havoc wherever they go. This has a whole complete orc and goblin ancestries, rituals, poisons, diseases, spells, war machines, and armies. Shadow Dark Hyperborean Adventures. Now, this is based on Robert E. Howard, the prolific writer of weird tales in the 1920s. He is the creator of Conan the Barbarian. And as you know, all but a few were widely published in Weird Tales. The rest were published posthumously, I believe. But Conan the Barbarian was probably the, what would you say, the MCU of its time. For those who don't know, Hyperborea is the fictional Nordic realm north of the realm of humans, connected to us via the Bifrost. The Hyperborea is not specifically stated, but rather indicated that it may be home of the elves. Now, this is what I based my stories on. Not Robert E. Howard, but on the Hyperborean legends. It means land beyond the north wind. Now, in Robert E. Howard, Hyperborea is Europe, well, Northern Europe, predominantly. Now, there are an adaptation of 5 tales in this collection. People of the Black Circle, Queen of the Black Coast, Shadows in Zambolola, Jewels of the Gawafla, A Witch Shall Be Born. These are all products under third party. But see, the originals of Conan have fallen into public domain. Yeah, I have the Conan Barbarian collection. Weird Tales did not renew their copyright, as have a lot. Well, the failed Conan failed to reboot it. Red Sonja was a failure. So, yeah, the cost is just too much, right? A lot of these properties, when they were hot, they would be worth, renewing. Don't forget, it's every individual, right? You're not just saying, hey, I own Conan the Barbarian. It's every individual aspect and story. And we're talking a huge, huge IP collection. Shadow Dark Treasures from the Dark is 100 magical items for Shadow Dark. Now, this is an enormous collection of armor, shields, weapons, and more magic sets that come stronger when all pieces collected. That's Diablo. Yeah, there is, I think, actually acknowledgement somewhere that this is a Diablo-esque, but I don't know if it's official or just one of the commentaries from one of the third-party designers. Now, there's a lot of third-party for Shadow Dark. It is a popular, and yeah, it was a successful Kickstarter, but it's one of the more popular old school, and old school is set to take over D&D. Hasbro can't compete with the shift, right? And Hasbro's overproduced material, right? I've gone into this before about the decline of D&D, but yes, Hasbro's produced too much. People can't keep up. They've closed popular IPs off, and though Forgotten Realms had its audience, it was nowhere near the audience of other IPs. Next, we have Dead Air Seasons. This is a zombie horror. One price gets you the entire collection of Dead Air, $17.95. Of course, you want to know what Dead Air is. It is a popular post-apocalyptic tabletop role-playing game from the popular Italian designers, The World Anvil Publishing. Now, this is in English, of course. It's about a blighted world that has changed forever. Hence, Dead Air. Now, humanity designed the Panacea bacterium to feed on pollution. Everything was hunky-dory until the mutations started. And death was not the end. The blight reanimates its victims as near-immortal awakened hunters. Now, of course, in this horrible world, you have chimeras, crimson zones, fungal colonies, abnormal mycelia, and of course you face many other dangers, including your fellow humans. Now, this is inspired by many eco-fiction classics. Now, these are mostly modern, but Nicaea Valley of the Wind is a heavy influence. Now, this is not to be confused with a UK-based organisation, but they do have websites. They are on RPG. This is not their only material. They have a lot out. But yeah, this is quite the value. $17.95 for over $100 in value of RPG. Now, you look at it, right? $25 for a premium movie ticket, and you got a bargain, right? Role-playing is a bargain at Bundle of Holding. Now, Dead Air Seasons core rulebook, it gets you started. It has all the core rules, outline, world building, and character building. Playbooks gives you the collection of 8 archetypes, seasons, and a summary rules of genetic gifts. All the tools you need to get started. Brave New World is a campaign. All right. It is based on changing and fluctuation seasons. The blight does change. The blight progresses. Your actions mean something. If you do nothing, obviously, the world ends. That's the point of seasons, right? There are new archetypes, new rules, and other new materials, including communities. Solo mode. Solo mode. Send your survivor on a solo mission on behalf of the community. However, this can be a break-off for a on-the-fly multiplayer game. This is Daughter of the Blight is an introductory adventure. It's basically a rescue, but characters have to confront different factions and uncover the great mystery of the Blight. It's a world-building introduction to the world. 2 scenarios. These are 2 adventures to get you started. Probably this should have been presented with, but it's presented in order rather than, this should be at the last, right? The campaign. You have the you'd have the solo. You'd have the introduction, a couple of scenarios, a solo mission to go in with A Brave New World. That's fine. Next is another third-party collection of supplements for Morkborg. This time, Eckhorn Morkborg is a collection for 1995. If you haven't heard of Morkborg, it is a growing popular Swedish art punk tabletop fantasy. It is a doom metal game. Basically, you have heavy themes: life, death, angels and demons. It's a rules light old school game about you, the miserable heretic, enduring a bleak, dying world. There are monks, monsters, blights, and more to take you on a phantasmagoric horror adventure. Note, these are third-party supplements. They need the Morkborg rulebook, which are not included. However, you can go to morkborg.com to get a free bare bones edition. Eckhorn Morkborg Collection 1995 gets you 4 Morkborg supplements. These give you classes, a hex crawl through the Valley of the Unfortunate Undead, a collection of monsters, and a gallimaufry of the discarded, and recovered and realized ideas from books like Purgatory Sacrifice. Now, what this does is give you travel and city encounters, quests and NPC generators, heretic hunters, dungeons, new monsters, and a table of needlessly cruel deaths. Did I say needlessly? Ha 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 ha! I meant hilarious. And if anybody's played old school games like Paranoia, you know about needlessly hilarious. I mean, cruel deaths. They're needlessly cruel, but they're hilarious deaths. Such as the elevator of munching. Oh, one of my favorite traps. Brief aside, the elevator of munching, of course, is a mimic. Didn't see that one coming, did you, Fred? All right, enough dinner. Some scenarios. Death and taxes. Who knew, right? That death and taxes would follow you into the Depression. Oh, wait a minute. That's why we have one. The king is ravenous with his taxes. And, of course, the demons are unhappy because there's now a lack of silver coins in the city. So there's much to do. You have to tackle quests from the guild, go to the house, hunt lost souls, and, of course, sell body parts for bread. Never-ending crisis in the... You have it tough. All right, monochrome is an interesting concept where the cruel countess, is there any other kind? She wants to hasten the end of the world. Of course they do. Never-ending crises. This time, she's taken all the colour, vigour out of the world. There goes the warp. And monochrome gives you more ways to kill the character. Of course, these are independent productions, blah, blah, blah. Right. Morkborg Trifold Adventures. 3 more adventures. You have the factory where people become machines. You're basically on a rescue mission where you have a primary and if you fail the primary, a secondary objective. All right. Now, Holy Femurs is all about cults and blood prophecy and you doing their dirty work, of course, to recover the femur of an unnamed saint. Yeah. But of course, what is, shall we say, doom without sewers? This rat cellar. Almost every fantasy used to have the rat cellar. I think, let's see, who made it? It was the big one. One of the Bethesda games. Rats. Literally had a rat cellar. And you also had it, I think, in Demon Souls, didn't you? Or Dark Souls? One of the two, the rat cellar as well. Yeah. The rat cellar is something that's shown up often in D&D. You had the Were-Rat adventure in one of the early adventures. There's been quite a few. And, yeah, it's a tale as old as time. You go to sewer slaves, rats. There's even a rat episode in the Goblin Slayer series. Now, a commercial map pack is a 40 hand-drawn maps for you to use in commercial products under royalty-free license, but you cannot sell them on their own. Borg across the universe. On the showship Borg. Never seen Orc from Mork or the Star Trek song? Okay. Next we have Sleepy Hollow, a Year Zero tabletop horror about 19th century New England. Everything you need for an eerie mystery based on authentic New English folklore, as opposed to Old English folklore. There is a difference, but they do have similarities, particularly when it comes to ghost and horror. First up, we have the Starter Collection, $7.95 gets you started. Next up, of course, is the Bonus Collection that completes the set. Now, this is based on the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, not the movie, but the works by Washington Irving, which Tim Burton's movie borrowed a few talking points from. Using the Year Zero engine, used in other RPGs, this adapts the stress mechanics for supernatural moods. There's no routine Monster of the Week playground. Long descriptions, lovingly done, of course, authentic locations with a troubled past. Now, fictional, of course. But the settled landscape is surrounded by the supernatural. Now, this bundle gives you everything. $7.95 only gets you started. However, level up, which I recommend you. For the bargain price of $18.83, you get the whole collection. Now, the starter collection gets you the core rulebook and a Session 0, a basic introduction to Sleepy Hollow, and solitaire play. Right, the Devil's 9 questions is exactly that. You answer questions, progress the game through tables, and basically choose your own adventure style. You have clues, encounters, and of course, every so often, the devil's going to whisper a question, and your answers change your fate. So you can play this a few times. Level up, which I recommend you do. You get 3 more supplements. Now, this gives you Ichabod's Crane, Phil Gardown and Cranny Creatures. This is the central character of the story, of course. Ichabod goes from being a skeptic to the true believer, and eventually victim of the Headless Horseman. And yes, there's other spirits and other entities in New England as well. Our folk magic is all about the magic of the Sleepy Hollow setting. Now, the Parish Ledger is a comprehensive guide to the rumours and the dark secrets and hidden agendas of the complex, troubled community. It populates your game with various NPCs. And, of course, a couple of adventures to get you started, where you have beyond Sleepy Hollow, there's ancient forests, bogs, crumbled roads, and spectral riders that haunt the road. Now, all around Sleepy Hollow, you'll be beset by this wilderness. It's a hex crawl, basically a surface dungeon. Now, there's Little Darkness. There's 4 chilling adventures of Sleepy Hollow. There's the Killing Moon about the Deirdre family and their ancient rituals to make the crops grow better. Walking in the Witch is about Abraham Bolcher gaining possession of the Witch's Head. And the Haunting of the Thornwood Manor is about a grand estate and its strange goings on. Then you have the Changeling's Lullaby. This is a disturbing examination of the powers of belief, the nature of myth, and the sinister forces that manipulate both. Now, this is an interesting and unique adventure indeed, well worth your time and money. For $1 a month, you can join Feud Fantasy, support me. Right now, we only have 27 members. I know it's a small community, but I appreciate each and every one of you and hope that you too will join me and help support me. I'm running Ginger Sport right now. My hard drive crashed, right? All this material I'm going to have to download myself because all my maps are gone. All the maps. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have... Yeah, I've got no more maps. All my maps are gone. Yeah. Gonna just have to hope that, the map pack... So there. Now I have a backup of course, of all the material on here, but I just don't have all the new material. So all my material, 20 years of role-playing notes and writing, all gone. It's going to cost me $2,000 to get a hard drive recovery. I've paid $700 of that. I need help to get the rest done. Yeah. Yeah. Next up, we have a Somnus Domina. Now, this is the Prismatic Tempest 5th edition splash book. What exactly is this? Well, it's an expansion. Now, it's either for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons or Nat 19th edition Royal Subset. Now, there are D&D compatible rules out there as can apply to a number of realms and fantasy settings. This book is about the 4 elements of the planes, along with their domains, followers, and more. Now, within this book, if you're looking for elemental dangers, spells, tricks, beasts, and lore, this is the book for you to bring new races, sub-races, subclasses, spells, NPCs, and more into your game. And of course, in true D&D fashion, it is predominantly it's heart heavy. Nat 19. Link in the description on Rumble, YouTube, and my Patreon. Last but not least is Monstrosity. Now, this is a solo space horror where you wake up on a silent ship where obviously that's wrong and things have gone wrong. Systems are failing, corridors are damaged, and you keep finding signs that the crew did not leave in one piece. You're not here to win the fight, you're just here to stay alive. Salvage, scavenge, and figure out what happened. And whatever's behind it. And, well, you have to do this before whatever's aboard finishes the job. You can't stop it. This is survival horror. You have maps, you have turns, you have real locations, you have items to collect. There's no winning combat. You have to collect, run, survive. Hide. This is a solo game. It's a ship hex crawl. There's a 4-act slow-paced game, but there is fast resolution. I don't know why fast resolution is popular. I guess people just want to go ABC and then sit around for a couple of hours and go, okay, now what do we do? Get into it. Get into the nitty-gritty. Get right up into, scrape that last nook and cranny of your enjoyment out of each and every game. Stop thinking that everything has to be a 5-minute video loop. This is probably an amazing game. Fast resolutions, yeah, is popular. I guess I come from an old school time where you had tables and tables of fun and needlessly endless ways to end characters. Did I say needlessly? I meant hilariously, of course. Yeah, I bet you there's a lot of hilarious rip and tears in this game for you to fail. But it is a hex crawl. What is a hex crawl? Well, it's basically a surface dungeon. You have a hex map, and it's laid out for you. But dungeon crawl is usually multi-layered. But yeah, it's just another way. It's a fancier way of saying dungeon crawl. But with hex crawls, it's preset, pre-planned locations, all interconnected with all preset encounters, and so, like, once you clear an area, it should be fine. But you never know, right? This obviously has moving parts. But it still sounds amazing. Of course it sounds amazing. I think if survival horror is your thing, Monstrosity is your cup of tea. It's a cheap PDF right now, and it is a silver bestseller, so fairly popular. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And please support the channel. You support me on Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links in the link tree, description below, or in my profile. You support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, particularly RPG, but I have a writing Patreon as well. Of course, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links in it in the description below, or scan the QR code. See you in the next video. And bye for now. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Bug. Sorry, honey. Yeah. All right. Lady of Australia is... What? Won't... All right. Won't let me answer. It is... Walt... I'm spelling it wrong. Waltzing Matilda. No, won't publish the answer. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi is our favourite sporting champ. chant, yeah, I'll message you anyway. I really appreciate it. See you all in the next video, and bye for now. Waltzing Matilda, who bloody killed her, found her in the bush with a shovel up her ass.